Yo, 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 hey guys, it's poppin', Jacques Slade here. Back with another unboxing, and today I have something that is rare. I have something that is one of one. This is the MB02. Big shout out to the folks over PUMA for sending this pair over for me to show you guys. They were kind enough to sponsor this video while I showcase the shoes to you. This is not an official review, but more of just like a first look at the MB02. MB obviously standing for Mellow Ball, 02 standing for this is his second shoe, as you can see right there on the box. Mellow 02 have his logo, have the PUMA logo. Then they have this design here, which you are going to see popping up quite a bit with this shoe. It's part of the primary design. You can actually see it as part of this as well. See if I can angle that just the right way. If you can see, you see there? Enough talking about the box. Let's actually get into and take a look at the shoes. So open it up here. See, they have the reverse of the logo there, but then we have the shoe in here. We go. Now, if you are fans of the MB01, the MB02 is basically going to be like the next level. This is going to help elevate what you already know about the MB01. PUMA and the designer Jacques Slade did some fine tuning to the MB01 and touched it up a little bit to give us something brand new with the MB02. And there are a few details here that I want to show you guys that really show how they thought about Melo and how they thought about his shoe. Something very interesting about this shoe is this is the same shoe that Melo wears in an NBA game. A lot of times you have signature shoes and the player actually wears something slightly different than what we, the public, generally get. But with PUMA, they've given you the same shoe that Melo wears, which I think is really cool, it's really dope. So your design of this shoe is based off of the actual last of LaMelo Ball. And that's really, really cool. They have this like synthetic material on the upper. It has a bit of a mesh underneath it. You have some protection here at the toe for those that like to drag their toe, like myself. But the design you see all over the shoe is based on LaMelo's tattoo that is of feathers and wings, which is the same tattoo that we get here on the actual tongue of the shoe. So you also get it right there on the heel, and you see it on the heel. You have Melo there as well, and you have the PUMA logo there. Now, as far as padding goes, you don't get a crazy amount of padding here around the ankle, but it is sculpted to wrap right around your Achilles and your ankle. So if this is your Achilles, you have padding that comes down here and padding that comes down on this side that gives you the protection that you need. And then it breaks away when it gets to the heel of your foot as you go down into the shoe, which actually feels really great. Nice and comfortable. Now, on the outsole of the shoe, you have a similar look to the shoe that we had last year, except for the design is more of the feathers, which is again all going back to LaMelo's tattoo. And you see it says rare and rare. One of the few things that LaMelo thinks about himself. He thinks he's rare. He thinks he's one of one, which one would say that he actually is. You have the PUMA logos. Now this rubber isn't super hard, but it's not super soft either. My thought is that if you wear these outside, they are definitely going to wear down eventually. But if you wear them inside, this is going to last you a while. The grip feels really nice. It's not too deep and it's not too shallow. Sometimes you get a very shallow traction pattern, but you don't have that here. I feel it's right about the right size. And there's almost a hidden detail here, and I don't know if you guys are actually going to be able to see it here, but ingrained into the traction pattern, it says one of one. It's really ingrained in the traction pattern. It's really hard to see, but I thought that was a really cool detail. But another cool detail, they have rare here as part of his logo. So if you look right there on the side of part of the wings, it says rare on the medial side of the left shoe. But if you switch it to the right shoe, it flips it and it says one of one. So you have one of one there, and then you have rare here. So the things that LaMelo talks about when he talks about himself, one of one and rare, you have it on both of the shoes. That's a pretty cool detail. But as far as the cushioning setup goes, you have an EVA foam that goes all the way around the shoe. It's basically like an EVA carrier for the nitro. So you have nitro in the forefoot and you have nitro in the heel. This is PUMA's version of cushioning. So you have a puck here in the front and a puck in the back. They're probably about that big. So, you know, I would say they fit probably like right into on the heel there, right about there. And then one here, probably a little smaller there as well. And then you have the rubber that wraps up around the EVA. So you're definitely protected there. And there's no chance of that EVA getting in contact with the ground because you have rubber that covers the full thing. Now the Nitro is very nice, very responsive. It gives you the little pop that you need, and you feel it once you put your foot right inside the shoe. You feel it right away, right there in the forefoot and the heel. PUMA does a really good job of getting you to feel the technology, which is something that I appreciate. I definitely want to be able to feel the technology. The inside of the shoe for the insoles of the shoe, you do get a nice thick insole, which is something that I like oftentimes. These are pretty thin, but PUMA does a good job of giving you a nice thick one so you can feel it. Now, in general, the design looks very similar to last year's shoe as far as the cut goes. You're gonna get that same cut, which also means you're probably gonna get the same sizing. So if you had to size up last year, I would say size up, or if you had to size down last year, I would say size down. But as far as like the fit of the shoe goes, it's gonna be pretty similar to what we had last year with the MB01. And it's crazy to think that we're already on the second signature shoe of LaMelo Ball, AKA Melo. Anyway, I just want to give you guys a quick look at these. This is the MB02. Now, this is the launch colorway, and obviously there's going to be a lot more coming. I know last year they had a bunch of different variant colorways with really bright colors, but I think with these, they're going to switch it up a little bit and give you more texture with the colors, because I feel like that's really what we're seeing here. There's a lot of texture in the lateral side of the shoe and a little texture on the medial side of the shoe that kind of gives you a more depth. It's almost like it's playing with shadows a little bit. And speaking of shadows, one really cool thing, last thing before we get out of here, is the PUMA form stripe. As you see, it's here, but it almost looks like it's part of the design of the feathers in the shoe. So in a sense, the PUMA form stripe almost disappears, and it's almost like you don't even have the PUMA logo on the Melo shoe because of the way that Jeremy designed it into the actual design of the shoe. That's pretty cool, and the way that it fits like perfectly with the design. So shout out to Jeremy for having the eye and putting that together. Anyway, I'm rambling. I like the shoe. I think you're gonna like it. Try them on. I think you're gonna like the way they feel. I'm Jacques Slade. As always, make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe if you like what you see, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.